Good morning, seventh graders. Gosh, I hope your weekend went really well and that you're ready to get back at it and learn some more math. Boy, that's more exciting than anything else, right? At least to me it is, and it's pretty awesome. But today we're going to be doing a little bit with some tables. You did a little bit of that the week before, but we're going to kind of refine that a little bit more today and this week. What you're going to be working with are what are called cumulative tables or cumulative, well, not quite graphs. We're going to get to cumulative graphs eventually, but we're going to do cumulative tables today. And the word cumulative means that we're sort of adding everything up, but only up to that particular point, right? We're not adding up all the things, just the stuff up to a certain spot, right? So words that kind of are similar to cumulative might be the word like accumulate, right? Maybe you've heard that, like, and something accumulates, it means it builds up or grows, right? When things accumulate. So maybe, for example, if you don't, do your chores kind of accumulate after a while. Or sometimes if people don't wash their clothes from their gym bags, the smell from those clothes start to accumulate and they start to build up over time, right? A little ishier one, but that's what the word accumulate means on there, is it builds up. And so we're going to take a mathematical look at how do we have a cumulative score, or we allow points or values to accumulate. In other words, we add those up. So to go over your notes today, and these you can also find down below as well. I'm just going through here to find something. So here's just an example that I made. It's just a cumulative table. Somebody's playing a few games. They played 5 different games or something like that. And they just kind of kept track of their score. First game was 4 points, and then they scored 15 points the next game, 10 points, and 11 and 7. So their cumulative score is adding those points up. So here, on their first game, the first spot is always just whatever their score was. That's all they have. It's kind of to think about this here. In a cumulative table, we sort of imagine that we don't know this part. We would kind of say, oh, I'm not really sure what this part is underneath here. I would just say, I don't know. Let's make that a little bit nicer color or something, right? So I don't know what's behind all of this stuff. We don't know. So the only thing we know at this point is that they've scored 4 points, right? That's their total amount of points that they've scored. And then what we do is we move down to the next spot. Okay, so in game 2, they scored 15 points. So that means the total amount of points that they have scored is 19, right? So there's 2 ways to do that. 2 ways to figure that out. Way number 1 is to take the number over here, 4, add it to 15 and say, oh, that's 19. That's their cumulative score. Or we could just add up all the total scores in this column up to that spot, 4 plus 5 being 15. Kind of basically the same thing. We're doing 4 plus 15 either way. So now if we move down to the next one, third game, scored 10 points this game. So now I should do 19. I'm going to do this here. 19 plus 10. Now put the result over here. 19 total points plus 10 more is a total of 29 points. Or another way we could look at that is say, well, what's the total of all the points up to this level, which is 4 plus 15 plus 10 is also 29. So you can do that either way. You can either add all the points up to that level or add, the last recent cumulative score. So we go down to the next one. Here's a score of 11 points. So I would do 29 plus 11. All right, and I put that number here, and you guys can think about what that is. Or another way that we could do that is I could add all of these scores up to this point, 4 plus 5 plus 1, and then add all the tens values. So if we do either of those options, we get 40, right? And then we keep going. What's the score on the last round? 40 plus 7 is 47, right? That's how we get to those cumulative scores. So remove that. So as cumulative scores, we're just adding the scores on the way down. That's how we get a cumulative score. Yeah. And so on this next page here, I just kind of put that same work. We're taking this number, adding it to this one. It's the exact same table. It's just showing you how we did that as well so that you know, okay, that's how we go through on there. So your guys' assignment for today is to take and build some cumulative tables. Okay. First thing I want you to do on here though, is I want you, after watching this video, to go into the actual thing and type that stuff in. What does the word cumulative mean? Hopefully you have an idea of that now that we've been talking about that. You can just type that right into the green box. And then your assignment is below. So there are 4 questions for you on here, and you have to fill in the green boxes. The first 3 are pretty straightforward. Okay, I kind of put some spots in there so you can check whether or not things are going okay while you're going down. You should hit these numbers while you're going. But on the last one, I've left some blanks on the left side. So you might have to think, I wonder what I'd have to add to get this number. And you have to think a little bit backwards on this one here to fill those ones in. So and again, if you guys have any questions at all, send me an email, put a post on the side over there. It says like a private comment or something like that. Add that to it. Say, man, I'm not quite sure on that. I'll make sure to get back to you on those things. But otherwise, you guys have a good day, and I wish you the best of luck.